Hi, good evening, everybody. Hello, door. Hi, good evening. Hello, Annelies. Hi, Yolanda. Hello, Renette. Hello, Rona. Hi, Tracy. I hope you're all having a fantastic long weekend. Tomorrow is a public holiday, I believe. I'm just waiting for more people to come on and then we can carry on. This is very, very important. This is most probably the most important live that I have made. And everybody should hear this. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Susan. There's so much that has happened. Last week and Tuesday, there was a court case regards to the 30 days and the 3 months saga of the Constitution about the health regulations, and the legal team went to court to fight for a extension of the health regulation, and they should hear the verdict by the 3rd, which is on Tuesday. I don't know if they will give the verdict tomorrow. It's a public holiday. But yeah, hi Auntie Linda, Mama Linda. Hi Jenny. So, and on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, they had, or the next day, they had the Freedom March, and that was also a very good outcome. So yeah, there's a lot of uproar going on, people taking to the ground, which is good. Hi Michelle. And we cannot leave this this health regulations to carry on. Hello Marianne. Hello Jacoba. Yeah, Selfda. I don't know why there are some people that can see my lives and some people that can't. Obviously, they are censoring me. I was in Facebook jail also now for 7 days. That's why I wasn't on Facebook, because I posted a newspaper article that they say that does not go according to their standards, but it's a newspaper article. So it just shows you the media and the fact checkers don't want the people to know the truth. Guys, we're almost on 70, then I'm just waiting to go for 100. Please invite your friends to come and watch. And I want to say thank you to my admin, Michelle and Annelies, that spoiled me these couple of days, past few days, and Mama Linda and Mama Marlene, Michelle's mom. They took me out into the nature. I went to the gardens, the nursery gardens, and I went to the ocean, Blouberg. It was really beautiful. And being stuck at home, it was really awesome, but it's caught up on me. So yeah, I'm flat down again. So I want to say thank you to all of you, and I want to also tell you that my documents and all that from the police assault was also finalized and done on Thursday. Advocate Sabello is my advocate, and he has done what he's supposed to do, and that is now also off. I'm sure Bekitsele should have received it by now, so I will let you know about that. And then in 3 or 4 weeks I will be going to hospital for my biopsy, and I also want to say send my regards to Neil de Beer. He's in ICU. He also was diagnosed with cancer, and they have removed the growth, the tumor, and I wish him all the best. And I wish also Advocate Sabello, all the best for the outcome of the court case. And I pray that it's in the people's favor. So, guys, like I said, this is the most important live that I'm making today. And it needs to be shared. If you can't share it, you can copy it, or do whatever you need to do. If you ignore it, you're going to see a fast decline, like what is happening in Australia and China, that is happening now at present. Because all you have to do is sit and do nothing, and for this to happen. That's right, doing nothing. You are going to sit like Australia and what's happening in China and Australia now. So what am I talking about? The implementation of the amendments to the Health Act of South Africa. If government is allowed to push these amendments through, we are handing over all, but all, of our rights to them, the government, who has been abusing every single power that they have ever had since the last 28 years. And are you, the South Africans, ready and prepared for this? Because this is very important. Some might say it will never happen. It's impossible. And all I can say to you is, really? Remember when the lockdown started, the government made some regulations that were really outrageous and no sense at all, preventing you from buying open-toe shoes, remember that? Banning the sale of alcohol, remember that? Cooked chickens, remember that? Sale of kids' toys was banned. Remember how they dinged off all the things that was non-essential? Curfews that they put in place, limiting and preventing people through provincial borders, and the ban and sale of cigarettes, something we quickly learned was a profitable exercise to some government officials that was involved in this. Since then, we also came to know now, as of today, that the ban of cigarettes was motivated by the fact that the so-called virus did not have an effect on smokers. Because all the people that was in hospital was non-smokers. If you thought that these regulations were draconian and outrageous and unacceptable, then you need to hold on to your seats, because it's going to get worse. Because if these new regulations come into effect, it will make these last 2 years look like a picnic. Guys, this is serious stuff, this. And it's going to happen. Although many companies and government is pulling back, Many companies are pulling back on the mandatory vaccination, and the government is pulling back also with their regulations and uplifting the lockdown. They are pulling the wool over your eyes. That is what they are doing with the new implementation of the new health regulation. Not only will the new regulation make all past regulations possible again without declarations of a state of disaster, they extend the powers and the reach of the government way beyond anything you can imagine. And in the new regulations, if your neighbor hears you cough, he can call the health facility and tell them that he suspects that you have one of the notifiable conditions in the regulations. They can then send out a team without any testing done, take you away to a state isolation facility. Once there, they are free to administer any medication with no explanation whatsoever they deem necessary. Wherever you consent or not, zero rights you will have, at the mercy of the facility in charge. And if you refuse, you will be committing a crime and will be locked up indefinitely. Now that should make your hair rise. They will have the right to ship you off to a state concentration camp. Look at Australia's concentration facilities that's happening now. It also says that they can send you to any place necessary. And there's a reason why they put there any place, and not mention a specific place. With all the corruption, abuse of power, and the incompetence of the government, where do you think this is going to lead to, guys? It's clear that our politicians didn't come up with these regulations. Simply, they don't have the brains nor the knowledge for things like this. This is fully the puppet masters, the WEF, the WHO, and etc. Simply another step to gain total control of us. Now, unfortunately, our government drools when they are rewarded total control, when they've got the power. They are the most short-sighted, ignorant, stupid people alive, because all they see is their bank balances filling up with monies, and little do they know that the day when the one world currency is implemented, their bank balances will vanish and their money will mean bugger all. And many petitions are out there now, left, right and center, all the parties and groups and whatever. But people stop because the government don't read them, or they do nothing with a petition. They just chuck it in the bin. They do just what they want to do. So petitions is not going to work. It's a waste of time. The only thing that's going to work is called action. When you start doing things, when you start taking action, and as they say, if you refuse to listen, then you must feel. That is why I said this is the last live I'm going to do regards to this, because we don't have any more time. You had your time. We've all been warning you. We've been telling you, and you've done absolutely nothing. absolutely nothing. You think, oh well, this person will do whatever, we can buy at home, we can do what we need to do, as long as they don't mess with my family, it's okay, they can do just what they want to. But I feel sorry for you guys. I really do feel sorry for you, because this is not just going to happen to a few people. This is going to happen to the whole nation. When these regulations get implemented, they're going to be burned down, and people are going to take to the streets. Trust me. Just like we know South Africa. When they're not happy with something, they take to the streets and they have riots and they do this and they do that. That is what's going to happen. That is the day that this country becomes hell on earth. Because I promise you, the majority is not going to stand for this. But it's going to be too late, because it will be implemented. This amendment puts everyone's life at risk. It takes away every single right that you might think you have. It allows total dominance and control over every aspect of your life. Your children's life, your grandchildren's life, and those yet still to come. You will never have any say over your health, life, and body. You will then be turned into a subject, the property of whoever pulls the strings. This amendment is the worst thing to ever be proposed on this country's people, no matter what color or race. So if the black man thinks that apartheid was bad, just wait till you experience this. This amendment to this Health Act will be the end of us. Mark my words. I have warned you. Many people have warned you. We've asked you to stand up, to take to the streets, and a few, but a handful, used to go out and fight for their rights and their children's rights. People thought it was a joke. They didn't take it serious. But guys, it's over. It's over. And what makes me more angry is the DA party, the parties, all the parties that is there. Yes, I know the ACDP is fighting out there. But the opposition party, the DA, that is who I want to talk to about now. Don't tell me again that the DA is not bought. Because on the 24th of March 2021, they secured a 80 million in funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to drive the vaccination of the next 3 years. Today I learned that John Steenhuisen is in the Ukraine. Now we, the people of South Africa, are paying these politicians to not sort out the crap and the problems in South Africa. But hulle donder Ukraine toe om Ukraine se probleme uit te sorteer. To go to the Ukraine to sort out their problems. The DA is supposed to sort out the issues here in South Africa. Ukraine never voted for you, nor paying your salaries, DA. And telling us that the Ukraine and the Russia is not a European problem but a global problem. What about the war in South Africa? When the Palestinians was onslaughted, you didn't see the DA running to go to Palestine. while our country is undergoing the worst draconian regulation put and passed, the DA, the opposition party that everybody's voted for, the most crucial regulation that's taking away the people's freedom and rights, they seem to be fit to go to the Ukraine to go and sort out the Ukrainians' problems. They can't fix our problems. They're running all over the country and the world to go and fix other people's problems. Do you know how many people are starving in South Africa, John Steenhuisen? Do you know how many people don't have jobs, John Steenhuisen? Do you know how many people are living on the street that don't have homes? They don't have food? Do you know how many gangsters are here in the Western Cape, in your area? Do you know how many women and children get raped and murdered every day here in the Western Cape and across the country, John Steenhuisen? But you seemed, it is your duty, paid by the South African people, to go and sort out Ukraine, because they are at war, a phony war, must I add, to destabilize the economy of the world. I cannot fathom this. I cannot understand that the most crucial regulation that is going to be implemented to take away every single person, whether you pink, black, yellow, white, whatever race you are, the government is going to take that away from you. And the opposition party has found it better to go and sort out the Ukrainian people and not the South African people. Yes, Paul. Steenhuisen stood next to Cyril Ramaphosa with the lockdown. People, we cannot trust any politician. We cannot trust any politician, and that is why we need to change the system. We need to change our constitution, because there are too many loopholes in our constitution for the government to still do what they are doing. We are not a democracy. I'm sorry to say we are not a democracy. I don't know how the people can brag that we are we've got the best constitution and democracy and you name it. It's bull. Our judiciary does not work for us, for the people of South Africa. We've seen that in all the court cases. Now and then you'll find a judge that will not be bought or corrupt. But they are very hard, because if they are not bought and corrupt, they get threatened, or they don't want to take on the case. Look what has happened to the soccer player Senzo's case, that they arrest the advocate in court so that he doesn't carry on with the case. Because why? There are ministers and there are high-rank police officers and Bekitsele involved in this thing. This is what we're sitting with. So guys, if I was you, I would start preparing, and I'm not going to fearmonger you guys. I'm not trying to scare you. You've known this all along. I have been telling you, I've been warning you, everybody's been telling you, there's Big Daddy Liberty, Everybody. Everybody has been warning you about this. Let me just put my sound off here, guys. So, the DA, I don't know what they're going to come and put a spill that, yeah, they want to go to the Ukraine because it is, it's affecting us and blah, blah, blah. Guys, come on. Tell me, what is that affecting the diesel and the fish oil and the stuff that it's going to affect us? What is that going to help us when there are more than 50% unemployment rate here in South Africa? The people don't have jobs. The people don't have food. What is oil in that going to help the South Africans here? What is this going to help when the government has got full control over our bodies and our lives, and they keep on doing what they're doing? The DA should have been here fighting the government so that that bill does not get passed. So by going to the Ukraine and not doing anything, all these parties, that is what I'm saying. When we fought in the court 2 years ago, and the government was given 20, and the IEC was given 20 months to rectify the electoral bill, so that the people can vote for their own president and so on. You don't have to belong to a party in that. I knew that they were going to postpone, because that is what the state does. They are forever postponing and trying to stall. And it was postponed now for another 6 months, because it's getting closer to the voting. And all these parties, why have they even bothered to register? So that they can get paid from us for doing jack. Guys, 1.4 billion rands was spent on parties, accommodation, and traveling and that over the lockdown, when everybody was supposed to be in lockdown. Hey? When we know that nobody worked but the health minister, because everything else was closed, or they were in slow-mo, or because of COVID, the courts even closed sometimes, but they spent, like the judiciary spent like 250 million, and places that were closed and didn't work, that didn't do anything because of the COVID, spent 200 and this million, and the people that really were supposed to, I thought the monies would be a lot, like the health minister, and that his was even less than all these other people, and some people spent like 10,000. This is what has been happening, and it's time that we expose these rots. And that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to expose, and all the monies, because they want 1.7 billion now for KZN. For what? To steal more. Because they've been getting a billion, something, whatever billion from the treasury. They've been getting millions from sponsors and people donating. Who's taking tally of all this money that's coming in? And the government should pay back that 1.4 billion rand for parties, restaurants, accommodation and holidays over the lockdown, because they had no right to spend that money of us, the people of South Africa. They should pay that back because they had the monies, they get good salaries every month to go on holiday or to go eat out or have parties or whatever. Why did the people of South Africa have to pay for all that? It is a disgrace. And for the people to have to beg that they don't steal the funds. And then they say, no, but they've allocated a commission for this or somebody to do. We've heard that before. They did that before. The president 3-4 times already said that he will make sure that corruption's not going to take place, and then it does. 10 times worse than what it used to. So we do not trust the government. We don't trust anybody. The police is not there to protect us. Because even up until today, they are assaulting people. Look what happened in Klaver. And they assault women and children. But they want to combat GBV. The police is not serving to protect the people of South Africa. They've become a police force, not a police service. People don't respect the police anymore, and we need to do something about it. We need to get our country back, and we need to get capable people to do the job. There are people being employed in places that doesn't know or author what they are doing. That is why we have no SOEs. Everything, the whole government's gone bankrupt. Because they are employing their buddies to get monies and doing nothing. Instead of using people with degrees, using the people that is equipped to do the job. And that is what we need to do. We need to stand up, guys. We need to stand up. So this week we will hear the outcome of the court case of last week and Tuesday about the health regulations. The time frame, because there is a lot of people. The reason why the court case was for people to, 100 and something thousand people out of 60 million commented. It shows you that the people, it's your fault that this is happening, because you don't want to do anything. When people tell you to go and comment, you don't comment. You just leave it and you say, I'm not worried about it. But when the shit hits the fan, you're going to be the first one to come running. Trust me. Trust me. And it is a pity, because the advocates were fighting that the people, there's some people in the rural areas and that has no access to emails, and they can't comment, and they don't even, there's a lot of people that didn't even know about the health regulation amendments, because government thought that they can just pass, put it there and keep it quiet, so the least the better. But let it be something that the government wants you to hear. They blast it all over the news. They blast it all over the newspapers, the TVs. They have WhatsApp groups. It's all over. And you can reply on the WhatsApps, on everywhere. Phone, toll line, the whole works. Be careful. That's all I'm saying to you. There is agenda being pushed here. The farm murders and the farms are being burnt. There is a reason for everything. So people, protect yourselves and make sure you have enough food for 3 months at least. Food and water and gas and batteries and candles and wood. And yeah, that's all I can say to you, and protect yourself out there. And yeah, that's all I can say for now, because it doesn't matter me repeating myself. I've given you guys enough chance. I've told you enough. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to other people. You would rather listen to people sitting on their keyboards slandering my name and talking crap about me than listen to what I'm saying, because I have not lied to anybody since the start of lockdown. So I'm going to take this time now to get my biopsy and my life sorted. I need to get strong so that I can fight for my kids and I can fight for my grandchildren. And I want to say thank you for everybody that has helped me, that has the few that has donated towards my medical. I thank you very much. It's much appreciated. I have asked people for assistance. I have gone and I've put paintings that I've painted and of others to collect funds for my medical, for my biopsy and that. No, I don't get it for nothing. It's not free. So, but I have had no response and I've had no help. I think there's one person. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you for sending me good wishes. For some that don't believe in me, and yeah, I don't know what to say. You know, it hurts a person when you've done everything. You've given all your time. You've given all your. I mean, I was battered and bruised. I was hit with water guns and tear gas and you name it in front of Parliament. I don't know how many times. And yeah, for me it just feels like it was all for nothing. So, but for all those that has given me thumbs up, prayers and things like that, I thank you. And I thank you to those that has donated towards my medical. Every little bit helps. I really do appreciate it. And if there is somebody that would like to buy a painting or make an offer on it, I really would appreciate it. And stop listening to lies and I don't know what else to say. Oh, and I also I got my movie script that I was told there is no movie script. I received it from an email that was sent to the producer in New York at that time, 2 years ago. I'm going to print it out tomorrow, and I'm going to actually work on that now as well. And I want to get the movie up and going. I really think it's going to help. I just need to ask permission of one of the victims, if I can, daughter, if I can use their farm murders in the movie, because it's very close to my heart. So yeah, I want to get the movie up and going and show all those people that has judged me and called me a liar, that I was lying about a movie and all that. It's all I can do is keep on proving that I am not a liar and that I have been telling the truth and that there is a movie, and egg on your faces. So yeah, guys, please, I need you to start preparing, because the shit is going to hit the fan. And I'm sorry if I'm swearing, but there's no other way to tell you this. You have been warned now for so long. And this is exactly what I said was going to happen. So I'm going to try my best to do what I have to. The legal team's going to try their best to do what they have to. But guys, we cannot do it without support. It's impossible. It's like farting against thunder here. You have like 3 people fighting against the whole government. And I don't think it is fair that we have to do everything in our power to help the people of South Africa and we get kicked in our teeth. So please guys, support the people that is doing something and fighting for you. Not the people that are slandering people. Break away from those people. You are wasting your time and your energy on negative instead of focusing and supporting the people that is helping you and that's helping your children and that's trying to make South Africa a better place for us. We need to protect the people of South Africa. We need to protect our elderly. We need to protect our farmers, and we need to protect our children, our future. So come on guys, let's help each other now and let's get this done. I don't know what is going to be the outcome of the court case. I wish I could tell you. But with so much corruption and that going on, I don't know. But you know what? I believe in God. I believe that God will not forsake us. And He will be there for us. But we need to turn back to God as well, because we cannot do this without God. Because remember that 7 trumpets. Remember that 7 trumpets. Go read your Bible. We are close, guys. We are close. So please, go and support. Go buy a painting, or go put a bid on a painting, or if you don't want to, you can donate whatever you want to, and I really would appreciate it, and it will also help towards legal cost. So come on guys, stand there with us. Stand with us. We cannot do this on our own. Really, we can't. We've been fighting for 2 years now. I've been fighting for 2 years since lockdown. And we get sick, and then people just kick us to the curb. But even with the illnesses, I stand in front of that court. And I go and I take the people there so that they can stand up. Because if you ask people to go to court or to rallies and that, they don't go. But if you tell them you're going to be there, as sick as you are, you go there, then they come. So guys, you need to pray as hard as ever. And you need to bring God back into your life, and you need to bring them back into everything that we do, because we cannot do this without God. And go read Revelations and go read what's going to happen when those 7 trumpets go off. You have to go and read it. It's scary. But after that 7th trumpet, those people that have not given their hearts to God, I feel sorry for you. But the rest, they will have peace and love. South Africa, you have to wake up and you need to stand together, because there's a lot of people that is still fast asleep and that does not want to stick together. They don't want to unite. They are on their own little planets. And I promise you, all your riches and your boats and your homes and your monies is going to mean jack very soon. Your money is going to mean nothing. So use it while you can. Use it while you can. Help your family or help another person that needs help. Because your money is going to be nothing. Just like the government's money, all the monies they've stolen and the bank accounts that they've got, it's going to mean jack one of these days. Trust me. As quick as they're putting this health regulation in, watch the digital currency. So all the monies you had in the bank is going to mean. Mark my words. And it's going to happen very soon. So yes, why is it taking so long to get things done? Because guys, we cannot do it on our own. We cannot do it on our own. We've got no support. We've got a handful of people that support us. And then we've got to wait. And that is when everything tumbles down. And no, I'm not coming on here and begging you for monies and things like that. I'm coming and giving you a kick under the ass and tell you to help us, support us. You can pray for us. You can come to a rally. You can do whatever. It's not about money. So go and pray. Go pray tonight. Because you are going to need that. And remember what I said to you. Don't trust any politicians. Because there is a good example now with John Steenhuisen in the Ukraine. They don't give a shit about the people in South Africa. Because the most important thing that's happening now with the amendment bill of the health that's taking away our freedom, they're sitting in the Ukraine. They're worried about Ukraine people. The humanitarian of the Ukraine. But, I mean, we are worse off than the Ukraine. Trust me. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, guys. Please protect each other. Arm yourself. Make sure you have enough food and water and that for 3 months. And be very, very vigilant. And farmers, watch yourself on your farms. That's all I can say to you for now. When I get more news or when I get a court update and that, I will be back. Thank you very much for everybody's help. Thank you for your prayers. And for everybody that is sick out there, I pray for you to get better. And I also want to say thank you to AJ for the cannabis. I have started. I'm on my 3rd day now. Yeah, I pray that it does something. And I do believe, and I know God will not forsake me. And He will protect me. And even if it is more time, that's all I'm thankful for. So I love and leave you guys. Thank you for everything. And I will speak to you soon. Love you. Bye.
This recording might be the most important recording I ever make and that you listen to. If we choose to ignore this, I predict a pretty fast decline into something between what Australia is experiencing now and what China is going through at the moment. Amazingly, all we have to do for this to happen is nothing. That's right, just sit back and do absolutely nothing. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the implementation of the amendments to the Health Act in South Africa. If the government is allowed to push this amendment through, we are literally handing over all of our rights to them. I will repeat that. We will be giving up and handing over all of our rights to a government that is renowned for abusing every single privilege or power they have ever had. Are you ready for that? Are you prepared to give up your rights, and are you ready for it? Some might be saying right now that this will never happen. It is impossible. Oh, really? If you remember, when the pandemic started, the government came up with some really outrageous regulations that made absolutely no sense at all. They still don't. Things like preventing you from buying open-toe shoes, banning the sale of alcohol, banning the sale of kids' toys, imposing curfews and limiting or preventing the movements of people through provincial borders, like animals. Last, but not least, was the ban on the selling of cigarettes, something which we very quickly learned was a very profitable exercise for certain government officials involved in the illegal cigarette manufacture and selling industry. Since then, we have also learned that the ban on selling of cigarettes was also motivated by the fact that the so-called virus, which by the way nobody has been able to isolate yet, did not have the desired effect on smokers. If you thought that those regulations were draconian, and the violent ways in which they were often enforced were totally outrageous and unacceptable, hold on to your hat, because if these new amendments to the Health Act come into effect, it will make the last 2 years look like a kindergarten picnic. Although the government has now cancelled the state of disaster and the mandates on being jabbed are also being reversed by a number of companies, they are literally pulling the wool over our eyes with the implementation of the new Health Act regulations. Not only will the new Health Act regulations make all the previous measures possible again without the declaration of a state disaster, they extend the powers and reach of the government way, way beyond anything you can imagine. Within the new regulations, if your neighbor hears you cough over your boundary wall, he or she could literally make a call to the local state health facility and tell them that he suspects that you might have one of a number of notifiable medical conditions. They could send a team out and without any testing of any kind, take you away to a state isolation facility. Once there, they are free to administer any medication, vaccination, or whatever procedure they deem necessary, whether you consent to it or not. While you're in this situation, you literally will have zero rights and will be totally at the mercy of whoever is in charge of whatever facility you find yourself in. If you in any way refuse to submit to any of these tests or medical procedures, you make yourself guilty of a crime and can be locked up indefinitely. They will also have the right to ship you off to a state isolation facility, and I put that in inverted commas. What they define as an isolation facility remains to be seen. We have already been given a glimpse of what Australia calls an isolation facility, and in my opinion, all there are concentration camps with air conditioning. The mind boggles at what these facilities could be used for. In these proposed amendments, it even says that they can take you or send you to any other place they deem necessary for isolation purposes. The use of the word place is purposely used so as to do away with any specifics. A place could literally be any place. These amendments also provide for as much surveillance and control of the population to achieve this. Now, with all the history of corruption, abuse of power, and incompetence displayed by the government over the last 30 years, where do you think this is going to lead to? It is absolutely clear that our politicians did not come up with these regulations. They simply don't have the intellect or foresight to have come up with them. This is 100% a product of the puppet masters in the WEF, WHO, etc., and it is simply another step to them gaining total control. Unfortunately, our government officials froth at the mouth when they are awarded control over anything. They are the most short-sighted and ignorant people alive as far as I am concerned. All they see is their bank balances filled with money. Little do they know that the day that the one world currency is implemented, their bank balances will be worth a big fat zero. I know that there have been a myriad of petitions put out there for people to sign, voicing their opposition to this amendment to the Health Act. But, as I've said many times, these petitions mean about nothing. The government pay absolutely no attention to them and will do as they wish. just as they have always done. In my opinion, all these petitions are a total waste of time. The only thing that is going to have any effect now is action, because, as they say in the classics, if you refuse to listen, then you must feel. In my opinion, these regulations, or rather the implementation of them, is going to end up in this country being burned to the ground, and the government officials being hauled out into the streets and dealt with in a way only Africa knows. Once the masses see and understand what this really means, that will be the day this country really becomes hell on earth. I urge you to go and think about this long and hard. This amendment quite literally puts the life of every one of us at risk. It takes away every single right you might think you have. It allows total dominance and control over every aspect of your life, your children's lives, and your grandchildren's lives. It guarantees that you will never again have any say over your own health and body. In short, it will turn you into a subject or property of whoever pulls the strings. This amendment is the worst thing to ever be proposed on this country's people, no matter what the color of your skin is. If the black man thinks that apartheid was bad, just wait until you experience this, my friend. Speaking of skin color, just think how this amendment could be used legally to eradicate any specific segment of the population. I will leave you to ponder over that one. In summary, this proposed amendment to the Health Act is and will be the end of us. Mark my words. Please like and share this on as many social media platforms as possible. It's the only way that my message gets out. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it now. You have nothing to lose. If you would like to contribute to my channel and my work, in the description field I have provided ways in which local as well as international viewers can make a contribution. If you would like to make a crypto contribution, also in the description I have provided a Bitcoin as well as an Ethereum wallet address. If you would like to contribute any other cryptos, simply shoot me an email to the address also provided in the description, and I will reply with a relevant wallet address. To the amazing people out there who do make a contribution, I say a huge thank you. Without you, these recordings would not have been possible. Until next time, be safe out there.